Hello everybody. I just wanted to do a follow-up from the video yesterday where it was called I put the I cants to the flame. So go back and watch that video so you can follow up with this video. But something that Maria and I both have noticed, and if you're another practitioner, maybe you've noticed this too, that we get the clients that we need, right? And I used to say all the time when I was still working in the hospital that the patients are calling us angels and thinking that, we're saving their life. But in reality, like, a lot of them saved mine. Because in every situation, I always reflect to see how I can better myself, to see what I can learn from the situation, to see how I can go about my life more with grace, right? Like that application part after the reflection. And so Maria and I have realized that every single client that we have and every situation that we have is an opportunity to learn something about ourselves, right? And about life. And yesterday the video was about like creativity, right? And like really allowing yourself to express yourself in any capacity rather than making an excuse and saying that you can't or whatever. And because I used to be I can't do it, that's not for me, blah, 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 until I would sit there and reflect and like, well, what part of me feels like I can't do it, right? Where did that story and that belief begin? And so last night I was at yoga, and when the teacher said, all right, while we're in child's pose, put your head on the mat and leave what you want to leave on the mat. And so I asked, what do I want to leave? And I left. What came up in my body was that the belief that I am not worthy to write a book and to make classes and workshops that people want to attend. And that hit me because I've been being guided for a while to write a book. I've been shown that I write 3 or more books. And I have all of this content put together to run workshops and classes, but I just don't put myself out there to do it. And I realized yesterday after the video was that because in all of my sessions in the last few weeks, it's like, just put yourself out there, express yourself, creativity, right? Get the energy out there. What's holding you back? And I realized just because I was saying I can't verbally, parts of me were feeling unworthy and feeling shame. Shame has so many layers, and that's a whole nother video. But it was like, wow, I really feel that if I wrote a book, because no one's holding me accountable to write a book, right? No one's holding me accountable to run a workshop or a class because I haven't put myself out there to be held accountable. But it is up to me to take that first step, right? To make myself accountable. Duh. And to drop the thought that I am not worthy to put a book out there that maybe somebody would read. Because I'm the person that's like, as long as I make one person smile today, my day's great. Well, if I wrote a book and only one person read it, like, it shouldn't matter, right? Like that should be the only thing that's like, woo, right? Like, I wrote a book and someone read it, mission accomplished. Or like, wow, my story touched at least one person and it changed their life, right? So many people tell me you have so much to share. Like, you need to get your story out there. Like, you have so many stories that really have made you who you are, literally, right now, that can empower others. And it's a matter of me believing that, right? And putting that creativity spin and getting it out there. So I don't want the video yesterday to bring shame upon anybody about that you're saying you can't do it, because that is a story that someone has told you, that you can't do it or you're not good enough. And I realized it's the not good enough part, right? Like getting out there and dancing or drawing or whatever. If you feel like whatever you're doing is not good enough, that means you're comparing yourself to other people. So I just revealed that I am comparing another layer of myself to a world that's very unknown to me. I don't know how to write a book, right? Never done it. But I mean, a lot of people do it. So it's possible. And I love to write, and I have a lot to share. And I went to school for clinical education where I had to design courses. So, like, I know how to do this stuff. It's just a matter of me applying it, right? So, with every situation and every client, there's something for me to learn, there's something for you to learn. We get the clients that we need. When you're at work, even if you're in sales, if there's a difficult conversation happening, reflect on that. Well, what does that have to teach me, right? Does it have to teach me how to communicate differently? Am I projecting? Are they projecting, right? Like, really, every situation, even encounters in a grocery store, are an opportunity for you to learn. I guarantee it. So let's call this Flip Back Friday. Allow yourself, even if you don't do it every day, allow yourself every Friday to just sit and be like, well, what happened this week that really bothered me or triggered me, right? And then be like, why did it trigger me? Interesting. And then don't shame yourself for it, but be like, wow, all right. And a lot of our triggers come from our inner child that just feels not worthy or not heard or loved by us. And I've thought that I've worked through this worthiness layer, but there's more and more and more and more and more. Because once I allow myself to be creative, it's like, well, now you're going to be creative even more in a different way, to expand yourself, right? To express yourself in a different way. And it's scary, but I know that I can do it. I know that you can do it. So have a beautiful day. I love you.